Hello student, this is Palla Darbari, your host, and you're watching Palla Darbari classes. In this video we will discuss Chapter 4 Microeconomics Class 11th Supply. This is the first volume of the chapter Supply. In this video we will discuss meaning of supply, supply schedule and supply curve, and the determinants of supply. Let us see the meaning of supply. Listen, supply refers to the different quantities of a commodity offered for sale at different prices. So what is supply? Supply means making the goods available by a firm or group of firms at different prices at a particular point of time. We can see over here, when the price increases, supply is also increases. Remember one thing, in the case of the supply, there is a positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. So when the price increases, supply increases. So in this schedule we can see what is supply. It means making the goods available at different prices. So when the price is 1, the goods available is 5. When the price is 2, goods available is 10. So what is supply? It means the quantity of the commodities made available by the firm at different prices. Graphically we can see it is always upward sloping, because in this schedule we can see that there is a positive relationship between price and supply. So when the price increases, supply increases, and vice versa. Remember one thing, the supply is from the producer's point of view. Every producer wants to earn more profit, and the producer can only earn more profit in this cutthroat competition when the price of the commodity increases. So when the price increases, the producer see that more profit he can earn. So accordingly he increase the supply. And when the price is decreasing, the producer see that the margin of the profit is less, so he decrease the supply. Because of which, what is happening? The positive relationship between price and supply established. And the graph shows that the supply curve is upward sloping, showing direct relationship. Now let us see the supply schedule. Listen, there are two ways of representing supply. One is through the table, that is called schedule, and the other one is through the curve, that is called supply curve. Let us see the supply schedule first. Supply schedule is a tabular presentation showing different quantities of a commodity offered for sale at different prices by a producer or group of producers. It is of two types, as I told you. Supply schedule can be an individual supply schedule and it can be a market supply schedule. Let us see what is individual supply schedule. It is a tabular presentation showing different quantities of a commodity made available in the market at different prices by a firm. At different price, a firm is making the goods available. So this table shows the supply schedule, individual supply schedule. Let us see the market supply schedule. It is a tabular presentation showing different quantities of a goods made available by firms in a market at different price. So we can see over here, when the price is 1, 2, 3, the goods supplied by A is 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. Goods supplied by C, when the price is 1 is 10, when the price is 2, 20 and so on. So what is market supply? It is the sum total of supply by A and supply by C. Let us see the supply curve. As I told you, there are two ways of representing supply. One is through the table, that is called schedule, and the other one is through the curve, that is called graph, that is called curve. So what is supply curve? It is a graphical presentation showing different quantities of a commodity offered to sale at different prices by a firm or group of firms. It is of two types. It can be individual supply curve, it can be market curve. What is individual supply curve? It is a graphical presentation showing different quantities of a goods made available by a firm at different price. It can be represented like this one. So this is the graph showing the individual supply curve. Let us see the market supply curve. So it is a graphical presentation showing different quantities of a commodity made available by all the firms at different prices. This curve shows supply made by A, that is supply made by B, and market supply is the sum total of the supply made by A and B. So this is the market supply. Now let us see the determinants of supply. Listen, this topic is very important. When I say determinants, when I say factors, when I say supply function, both are the same thing. So what are determinants of supply? It means we know that the supply different variables other than price, and the relationship between the variables and the supply is called supply functions. Let us see, it can be represented as Px is equal to F, Px, Py, T, Pi, G, Gf, N. So the relationship between the variables and the supply is called supply function. So these are the factors which affect the supply of the commodity. Here Px means price of the commodity X, Py means price of the substitute goods, here T means technology, I means price of raw material, that is input, G means government policies, Gf means goal of the firm, Nf means natural factors. So these are the factors which affect the supply of the commodity. So what are the factors? The first one is price. Listen, there is a direct relationship between price of the commodity and supply, and we know that every producer wants to earn more profit. So when the price increase, the supply increase, and vice versa, because when the price increase, the producer see that more profit he can earn, so accordingly he increase the supply. So price of the commodity directly affect the supply. The next is price of the related goods. As I told you, what is the main motive of the producer? To earn more profit. Suppose the price of the substitute goods increase. What happened? The price of the substitute good has increased. The price of the main good is same, but the price of substitute good has increased. What the producer will do? He will decrease the supply. Why is he is decreasing the supply of the main goods? Because he want to increase the supply or want to jump to substitute goods. So here the supply of the main good has affected, yes or no? Yes. Let us see the price of the input. Listen, the price of the input is also affecting the supply. Suppose the price of the raw material increase. It means that the producer is not in the position to purchase more raw material. If he is not in the position to purchase more raw material, the supply will decrease, yes or no? Answer is yes. And if the raw material become cheaper, he will purchase more, the supply will increase. So in this way, the price of the input also affect the supply. The next is state of technologies. If the producer opted the latest technologies, the question is why the producer is switch on to the latest technologies. The main reason is that the manufacturing cost should decrease. It means wastage should be checked. If the manufacturing cost will decrease, what will happen? It means that the producer will save more money. When the producer will save more money, the supply will increase, yes or no? Because the saved money will be used to increase the production. So when the technology is advanced, the supply is increased, and if the technology deteriorate, it means that the wastage increase, and if the wastage increase, the supply will decrease. The next is government policy. Suppose the government imposes through the policy. If the government through its policy increases or imposes more tax, if through the government policy, government imposes more tax, if the government will impose more tax, the margin of the profit will decrease, and accordingly the supply will decrease. And if the government will decrease tax, the profit margin will be more. Accordingly, the supply will increase. The next is goal of the firm. Suppose the goal of the firm is to sell the product to the selected people, supply will be less. If the goal of the firm is to make the goods available to every people, every consumer, supply will increase. The next is natural factor. Suppose nature is supportive to the producer. Good rainfall, no earthquake, no famine, nothing. Supportive, supply will increase. And if the nature is not supportive, they are angry, earthquake is there, drought is there, the supply will decrease. In detail, we can see the price of the commodity, price of the resource, price of the input, price state of the technology we have seen, government policy we have discussed, goal of the firm also we have seen, natural factor we have discussed, That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.